Okay, hi there everyone. I'm Stephanie Kakris and I'm very excited to be filming my very first episode of what I'm calling Steph's Manifesting Lounge. And I'm here in my office and you can see that's my tiger spirit animal behind me there just to put his paw on my shoulder and give me a bit of moral support. I've been teaching and helping people to manifest their dreams and teaching the science behind the law of attraction for around about 10 years now. And I find it really hard to put into words to convey to people what I actually do in a session because they're all so very different. And a couple of months ago, I came up with the idea of creating I was going to do a YouTube channel or a Facebook Live kind of thing once a week where I actually do a short, sharp half-hour session and bring someone on who'd like to manifest something and see if we can really get to the nitty-gritty of what it is that they want to manifest and see if we can come up with anything that might be blocking any mindset or energy things that might be blocking the way for them. So I'm really thrilled and very grateful to have Ali on here tonight. Is it Ali or Ali? How do you say it?
Ali.
Ali. And
Awesome.
Ali would love to manifest her very own home, which I'm sure lots of people who are watching this would like to do as well. So how long have you been thinking that you'd like to have your own home, Ali?
I would probably say less than a year.
Okay, so quite recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're renting at the moment?
I am and have been since I moved out of home.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A little while ago, I'm imagining.
Just a few years, yeah.
More than a few months ago. So tell me what came to you to have the realization that you'd love to have your own home?
I'm not really sure. It just kind of developed, I guess. It grew a little bit. Like I've done a whole lot of work on myself, my personal development, and a whole lot of healing stuff, a whole lot of all kinds of things, lots of education, all of that kind of stuff. And as I've been progressing through everything that I've been doing, I have been ticking off all these different things in terms of achievements and all of that. And it just like a new home, my first home, is just something that has kind of been bubbling under the surface and now it's kind of made its way to the top, if that makes sense.
Yeah, awesome. So what would it mean to you to have your own home?
Well, it would mean that I don't have to waste a whole lot of money on rent every week.
Mm-hmm.
So from that perspective, it's going to be a bonus. But just somewhere that I can really dig in roots, if you like.
Yeah.
Put my roots down, whatever phrasing you want to use around that.
Yeah.
It will also mean that I don't have to, like on a practical level, I don't have to worry about a house inspection every 3 months by the agent. Because that process is just a nightmare. And it just means that I'll be able to relax into my own space and make it what I want to make it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's that feeling that it's yours. You can make it yours.
Yeah.
You can feel really comfortable there. You can put your own signature on everything. And you know, you don't have to move and you don't have to have other people coming through and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Awesome.
All of that.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people can relate because, owning your own home it's the Aussie dream, everyone says. But it's also about permanence as well, because I know that in other countries, I've got a friend who lives in Sweden and a lot of people rent, like many more people rent than own their home, but they have long-term leases. Like they're once you're in an apartment, you'll be there for 25, 30, however long you want to be, really. It's much more stable. So whereas in Australia, you feel like you could be kicked out at any time, whether they want to sell their house or they want to put their son in there or whatever that might be. And that can be quite, off-putting for some people, and it's a big deal to move house. So, yeah. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So have you thought about what you would like in a dream home?
I have some features that I'm adamant that I need. and want. And then there are other features that I feel like I can be flexible on. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer your question, yes, I have thought about it.
Yeah. So have you written down a wish list, or is it in your head?
It's in my head.
Yeah. So would you like me to write some down while I talk?
Sure, why not?
Because I'm a pretty fast typer, and what I love to do is just get a new note here. Yeah. What I love to do is ask you the questions and then type it out, and then we can get a really beautiful picture all written up, and then I can email it to you. So
Sure.
tell me, let's start with the absolute must-haves, things that you would really, really love to have in your home.
Okay. Air conditioning.
Yeah. Where do you live? Oh, you live in Queensland? Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely a number one.
A must in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, my body does not cope well with heat, so it's one of the first ones that I want. I want a double garage.
Yep.
I need a space just inside the front door that has at least a couple of bedrooms, and also a bathroom, so that I can actually have clients coming in.
Yep.
Without having them needing to go through the rest of the house in order to get to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And would like a granny flat or something out the back be?
So yeah, something like that. Like, I don't necessarily want it out the back. Side by side would be great.
Yep.
And I have actually seen a house plan as in my searches that really has the design that I would really, really, really like. So yeah, and it has a granny flat beside the house.
Right.
I'm not sure that my budget will actually stretch that far.
Yep.
But this is about manifesting it, isn't it?
Exactly. That's exactly right. So when we're doing our dream list, we put the practicalities aside and we think about what could we possibly have, even though it doesn't seem plausible.
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
So we won't worry about those practical things because we can expect the unexpected when it comes to manifesting.
Yep. All right. So I also want in the master bedroom, I obviously want an air conditioner. I want a walk-in robe. Yep. And I want a large, luxurious shower.
I love it. Great. What else?
A kitchen with lots of bench space and lots of cabinetry.
Excellent. What else?
A nice undercover outdoor area.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be huge, but nice would be good.
Yep.
A flat block of land.
Yep. Garden.
I'm not into climbing hills and stairs and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, fair enough.
What else do I want?
Is a garden important?
Not particularly. The less gardening I have to do, the better.
Yep. So low maintenance.
Yes. Garden? Yes. Very, very low maintenance. Yes. Yep. Preferably no maintenance.
Would you rather just a courtyard?
No, not necessarily.
Yep.
In the rental that I have at the moment, I actually pay somebody to come and mow the lawns.
Yep.
So that's certainly a possibility. Yep. I mean, obviously it's not my ideal, but if I can manifest the money to maintain that, I'm good.
Totally. And what kind of area, have you got an area in mind that you would like? You don't need to necessarily tell me what the area is, but close to shops, public transport, work. Have you got anything like that?
Well, the town that I live in, everything's close to shops and work. Yep. So, yeah, somewhere reasonably close to where I am. Yep. I have a car, so I don't necessarily need public transport. I don't have kids, so I don't necessarily need schools.
Yep. Yeah, so somewhere reasonably close to where you are.
Yeah, there are some suburbs in this town that I'm drawn to over others.
Yep.
But not necessarily have to have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And one thing that I really appreciate where we live is that the neighbours are really quiet and respectful. And
That works too.
Yep, I reckon that's really important. I reckon it's something people overlook.
Yes, I would like to avoid neighbourhood dramas.
Yeah, exactly. And
peaceful.
A quiet street.
Yes, peaceful.
Yeah, great. Okay, so anything else you can think of for your must-have list?
Am I allowed to ask for a new car to go with a new house?
You can ask for anything that you want.
Like they don't have to come in exactly the same time, but it would be nice because I've had my car for like several years now, so it's kind of needs an upgrade.
Excellent. Good. That would be good to go with a new house. Why not?
Yes, why not?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, furniture.
Yep.
I need, like, all of my furniture is quite old and ratty and stuff, so I would really like to be able to upgrade a little bit.
Yep. Fantastic.
A media room.
Media room?
Media room.
Yep.
Need some chill out space.
Excellent.
But it's super comfortable. And why the hell not? I would like in the area that's like right inside my front door, where the clients are gonna be, will be hopefully enough room for me to run some groups.
Okay. Small group workshops or whatever.
Yep.
Awesome.
Which may be able to double as a waiting area for people who are waiting for their appointments.
Yep. Cool. That sounds like a pretty good list. The other thing.
Me too.
Yeah. So the other thing that I was thinking of is that the house itself is low maintenance.
Yes.
And in really good condition.
I want to build. Did I say that?
Oh, you want to build something?
Yes.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Well, it's not absolutely essential, but I feel like it's probably the only way that I'll get exactly what I want.
Yeah, but it's not. That's just your brain talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be proven.
If you can get everything you wanted in an existing house, would you rather that than build something?
Well, I had my sights set on the first homeowners grant.
Yes.
But I don't know. Like, I can be flexible with it.
Do you not get that if you build?
You only get it if you build.
Oh, okay. Rightio. Okay.
If you buy an established house, this is in Queensland where I live.
Okay, yep.
If you buy an established house, you get some savings on stamp duty and other taxes.
Yep.
But you don't get the full homeowners grant, which is something like 20 grand.
Okay. Okay. So we'll leave that as a question mark. If you would prefer not to build, if the finances were put aside, would you prefer to buy something already built?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm open either way.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just leave that open then. Okay. So that's a beautiful picture. Like, I can really get a sense of what it is that you're wanting and what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you're trying to manifest. And I can email you this list and you can keep adding to it because there'll probably be things you'll think of as soon as we hang up. But I just wanted to paint the picture and give you the whole idea. So now I have a question for you. What would be a downside, if any, of you owning your own home?
Paying the rates.
Yep.
One thing I want to avoid is body corporate fees.
Yep.
So that would be my preference because they can be expensive.
Yep.
which generally will mean a freestanding home over a unit.
Yep.
And I think just generally paying for any maintenance issues that come up.
Yep. So basically the costs of running your own home.
Yep.
Yep.
Like I'm okay with the utilities and that kind of stuff because I'm used to doing that with renting.
Yep.
But it's the owner's costs, if that makes sense.
Yes, totally. And when you were a child growing up, did your parents have their own home?
They did.
Yep. And did you move much, or were you in that same home for your whole childhood?
I was in that home from the age of 6 months to the time I moved out at 23.
Yeah. So it was pretty much your
Yeah.
forever home as a child?
Yeah.
And do you have any memories of your parents?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Do you have any memories from when you were a child of the house being a burden to them or a bother in any way?
Yeah, money was a really big issue when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We never had enough.
Yeah.
We were always told like you can't get that because it costs too much and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was always complaints about how much things cost from a bill's perspective and all of that stuff as well.
Yeah. So is it possible that you associate owning your own home with not being able to have what you want outside that home?
I guess it's certainly possible. It's not really something that I have consciously thought about, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was there on some level.
So basically your parents could afford to pay for the house and the bills, but there was nothing spare.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, and you know, I would suspect that this is pretty common, that you have a fear underneath there, you know, in your brain somewhere where you've made that association that, okay, well, yes, I could have my house, but then maybe that would mean that I can't have anything else that I wanted. That would potentially eat up all my income, and therefore I'd have less income for, you know, fun stuff or, you know, anything.
To live, basically.
Yeah.
To enjoy things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly possible that that's there. I think as I say the word to enjoy things, or say the phrase to enjoy things, that brings up I'm not sure what to actually use to describe it, but memories, I guess, of like it felt like my parents never really enjoyed being in that home. Do you know what I mean? It was always one big
stress after another.
Yeah, not so much stress one after another, but more drain.
Yeah.
One big drain, because it prevented them from really getting out there and enjoying life, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and having said that, that may not be the only thing that's there, but it's one of the things that just popped into my head, so thought I'd say it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because the whole reason why you want to have your own home is so you can enjoy yourself more, right?
Sure. Why not?
So that you can have roots and so that you can feel safe and comfortable and fulfilled and all those kind of emotions, which is what we all want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if there's an underlying fear that the house will be more trouble than it's worth, effectively, then that will stop it from turning up for you.
Sure.
Yeah. So do you have a process of what do? You said you've done lots of personal development and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do some journaling around letting that go, in terms of you can have your cake and eat it too, you can have your home and be able to enjoy an awesome life outside of that? I
could certainly do some journaling around that.
Yeah.
Journaling is one of my go-tos.
Yeah.
So I don't do it every day. In fact, there are times when I don't do it for months at a time.
Yeah.
But it is one of my go-tos in terms of working through some of those mindset issues and
Yeah, processing stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I took the liberty of selecting a couple of cards from my Energy Oracle card deck before the call.
Oh, I have those cards.
Do you?
I do.
I must have chosen them for a reason.
Mm.
So this deck is by Sandra Ann Taylor, and it's a beautiful deck. So is it all right if I tell you what I chose?
Sure.
So the first card that came out was this Hostilities card, and you'll be pleased to see that it came out in reverse.
Yep.
Which means that it means the opposite thing, as you know, but just telling everyone who's watching, it means the opposite thing. So that means that anything that was causing you a lot of conflict or any hostilities are coming to an end.
Oh, lovely.
Which is really nice to
Always
know. Things being resolved. And the second card that came out, which came out upright, was this Broken Heart card. So just remember that we're looking at this in the context of you manifesting your home.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that there's some grief there about as a child that you're brokenhearted, that because your parents, you know, as children, we don't see the world in the same way as we do as adults. And as children, as a child, you might felt like your parents chose the joy of owning their own home over giving you something that you really wanted, or taking you out to the zoo when you really wanted to go, or whatever it is. And there might be some grief there.
Mm.
So that might be just an opportunity for you to take yourself back to when you were 5, 6, 7, and you can recall a time when there was something that you really, really wanted and that you weren't able to have, and to just journal around that.
Mm.
Yeah. And then the next step is to just acknowledge that now that you're an adult, you know, your reality doesn't have to replay, because that's what happens is our reality, you know, we expect that our subconscious mind accepts our reality to replay the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be the case.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you hold those cards up again for me, please?
So this was the first one, which came out upside down. This is the Hostilities card.
Can you swivel it for me?
Yeah.
He's very noticeable in that, isn't he?
He is.
I feel like he is quite prominent in my life.
Yep.
Interestingly, I've got my dad coming up.
Yeah. Me too. This is all dad stuff.
Yep.
Yep, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
And the Broken Heart one.
All right. That's connected to dad too.
Yeah. So it might be that your dad was so preoccupied with the drain and stress of having to work and needing to provide for the family that he couldn't be present with you. And, you know, as a child, that's heartbreaking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what he was.
Yeah.
His focus was always on that practical
provider.
Yeah, being a good provider.
Yeah.
That's how he was a good father.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Mm.
I'll have to definitely do some journaling around that stuff.
Yeah. And so I would explore, for you, I would say, and I can type this in the notes as well,
Sure.
what I fear I would lose by owning my own home.
Okay. All right.
Freedom, flexibility with your finances.
Yep.
Things like that. And really explore the feelings around that. And the reason why I say that is because when you can bring those things to the consciousness, and then you can just say, okay, I'm ready to let those things go now, then you can revisit the good feelings about, you know, how cool it be when I have my air conditioning and I've got my front rooms all set up and I can see clients at home, and I've got the roots and everything. You've got the responsibility, everything that that you shared with me in the first place.
Yeah. It's interesting that, like, as you say that phrase again, the journaling prompt, the things
what I might lose if I were to buy my own home.
So the first word that popped into my head is love.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is very interesting, don't you think?
Yeah. Because that's what you wanted from your dad.
Yep.
In a different way. Obviously, he was showing his love in the way he thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is he still alive?
No.
Oh.
No. But that's okay.
Yeah. Bring him in.
Yep.
Bring him into your meditation and have a chat to him and let him apologise.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah. And what I'm getting is for you need to ask his help with manifesting this new home. He's going to find it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he might be able to help you in the spirit world the way he could never help you.
Yeah.
As
I like that.
Yeah, because that's what often happens when people pass on or transform into the spirit world, is that they're actually able to be there for us more.
Yeah.
Even though if we can
Awesome.
we can bring them to mind enough, or if we can understand that and be in touch with that.
I will definitely do that.
Yeah. Cool. And then you can go back and revisit all the excitement that is because everything we want to manifest got upsides and downsides.
Yeah.
But we don't usually look at what the downsides might be, and that therefore what might be keeping us afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to be stuck anymore, so I'll do the work.
Good. Hopefully that's been helpful.
It has, actually. Enlightening.
Good. Oh, well, maybe we might touch base again in a couple of weeks and you can let me know how you're going.
Sounds like a plan.
When you're in your house, we can come back on Facebook Live or Zoom and you can show us around.
All right, deal.
Whenever that might be.
Yep.
Thank you so much again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.
See you again next time.
All right. Thanks, Steph. See ya.